So, who here wants to make money out of making great games? Only these guys. All right. Fantastic. All right. So there's a few people here who wants to make money out of great games. So the rest of you either don't want to make great games or don't want to make money out of them. That's fine as well. We'll take care of you later on in this talk. So, there's one secret. One simple secret to do that. Do you know what it is? Fantastic. That's a good answer. All right. So, before I tell you the secret, I need all of you to get up. Rise. On your feet. Everybody. Everybody on your feet. Good. Fantastic. Now, I want you to look around the floor. Look around people around you. Look at them. Now, think about this. You, all of you here, are making money, hopefully, or at least making, you work in making games. None of you get up in the morning and, go into construction. You don't go to a government office to put taxes or whatever they do. You make games. Every single day, even when it's hard, you are having fun. So I want you to remember that, and I want you to be grateful. And remember to be grateful every day. When there's a stretch, when you work overtime, whenever it's hard, I want you to be grateful. And remember that other people are working dozens of hours a day doing nothing as cool as you are. All right? Hallelujah. All right, now let's sit down and let's see how we're going to do this. So, the main thing about making money out of games is building opportunities, creating opportunities for yourself and your players. When I talk about opportunities, I'm talking about moments and duration. Duration is how long players are in your games, being able to get to those moments when they actually spend money. The one thing that we always have to make sure that we do when we think about monetization is respect the game that we're making and the audience we're making it for. It's very easy to succumb to, various schemes that allow you to get quick buck, but then lose the players. So whenever you think about ways of making money, you need to think, am I being respectful to my audience? Will the player who plays the game enjoy what he paid for and come back the next day and bring his friends with me? So back in 2015, I met this guy. And Nicholas Lowell, to those who don't know, he's a game designer, he's a businessman, and he wrote several books that I think all of you should read. The Curve is fantastic, the Toolbox is great, The Pyramid for Game Design is a new book. And he came up with this idea, and he said, you know what? When we talk about players, we always call the big ones, the one that pays us the most, we call them whales. That's something that all of us do. And it makes sense to us. This is the term. Now, what's the problem with whales? The problem is that when you want to make money out of whales, you kill them. That's the only way to make money out of whales. You kill them, you take their fat, oil, meat, that's how you make money out of whales. So once you strip that whale of all that it has, it's dead and gone. Basically what we're saying when we're thinking about our players as whales is that we need to hunt them, kill them, strip them of everything they have, throw them away, find new whales. You know what's the problem with that? Eventually, there are no whales. No whales. That's the problem we have on Earth. That's a problem we'll have in the industry eventually. The idea, this is another idea that makes sense to us. We bring people in, we have day 1, day 2, and then eventually there's nothing, 8%, 15%, that's fantastic. So we brought in 100% players. We brought 100,000 players at the beginning, and we are left with 8,000, and that makes sense to someone somehow. Why? The whole concept of free-to-play a few years ago was, well, 99% people don't pay and 1% does pay. And then it becomes better. Now it's like 90% don't pay, 8% pay a bit, 2% pay a lot, and that also makes sense. Why? Why does that make sense to us? Because this is how we build free-to-play games so far. The whole concept of LTV is that, that's broken, is that we pay to bring a user for $10 and we get out of them $150, and that makes sense. That's it. We don't need anything more. There's a better path. There's a better way of doing this. And that is to think about our players in a different way and not use terms like whales, not think about them in a way that, like that. And the thing is, we don't need, in the game company, we don't like to invent new stuff, we like to copy. So there's a very easy way to think about fans and a really good copy to be made. And that's to think about these people like the industry of music. In the music industry, they don't call them whales. They call them fans. Next person whose phone is ringing, I will answer that. And I will say really horrible things to the people on the other line, on the side line. So, the music industry call these people fans. Now, what's great about fans? I'll tell you what. They'll buy your one song for $1, they'll buy the album for $20, they'll buy your ticket to the concert for $100, they'll buy your guitar for $10,000, they'll bring their children, they'll bring their friends, they'll bring their kid, they'll bring everybody in, and you'll make tons of money. That's how you make money. You create fans. You don't create whales. You don't bring in whales. Who cares about whales? Whale give you $150, fantastic. Fans will bring you $50, $60, $70,000 and keep coming because they'll love you. They'll support you. They'll make sure you succeed because they love you. And that's the kind of person that we want to create. So one of the things that I make sure as Director of Product Management is to be on the main email that the company gets. And we always get, all kind of weird emails. But then one day I got this email. And when I got that email, I knew we struck gold. I knew that there's a fan out there. And if there's one, there's more. People who actually love our games, that they touch them and make them feel good. And that's what I want to grow. So I'm going to quickly, very quickly, go over a few tips that will make you understand better how to do this. So free to play doesn't mean abusive. When you think about how to make more money, don't think about how you make more, but how you give more. What in your packages can be more beneficial to your players? How will they enjoy the game better? How will they come back every day because you give them? I want you to think about the mechanics. And when you think about mechanics, I don't want you to go and copy something, right? Because everybody saw Farmville doing energy back in the day, so everybody made energy in the game. Makes sense, doesn't make sense, do they need it, they don't need it, doesn't matter, if energy makes money, we'll do energy and everything will be okay. But they put energy in because they didn't have enough content and they needed people to go back, home, do something and then come back. But if you make a procedural generated game and you can do as many levels as the player can enjoy, why use energy? Think about using mechanics that make sense to your game. Have you noticed that nobody, no player, no reporter, anyone talks about Hearthstone as loot box? Nobody. This game makes tons of money. Nobody complains that it's a loot box. And you know what? This is the motherlode of all loot boxes. That's what they do. They sell you random generated cards. That's it. That's what they send you. And it's in a solid box that you can't know anything what's behind that, right? You just open it and you get random cards. That's a loot box. Nobody complains. You know why? The mechanic makes sense. That's what it is. It makes sense. So it's fun. So it's great. This is the game. And by the way, if you're talking about loot box, we better as an industry get our shit together because if we don't, the government will. And you obviously know when you follow this news. And Apple and Google both have rules in place and they're going to be rougher. So we need to start thinking about how we make money and what it is that we want to give the players. Season Pass, fantastic new thing that you do. You can create an engaging roadmap for your players and give them goals. One of the games, Mighty Quest from Ubisoft, is fantastic. You can get all kind of stuff. You can pay more to jump over tiers. Fantastic. People love it. Player loves it. It's fantastic. Think about different ways, not just loot boxes to make money. engage and don't retain. That's one of the things that I want you to think more than anything else. A bad example for monetization or for retention is daily bonus, right? We'll give them a bonus, they'll come every day, they'll take it, and they'll play our game. No, they won't. I saw 100 of games, very, very high level, top tier games, where the players come in, take the bonus, and go home, and they don't play your game. Why? Because if they come in and you push them, give them push notification at 10 in the morning, and they come in, take the daily bonus, they are at work. They can't play at 10. They can't play at 10 a.m. So what you taught them was, come into my game, take the daily bonus, get out. You need to tell them how to engage with your game, right? So one of the things that you can do is give a bonus every 4 hours. Every 4 hours. So when I come in the morning, maybe I can't do anything, I just take the bonus and go back. But in 4 hours, I come in, and it's my lunch break, and I can't play. Missions. Don't just give them the bonus. Make them work. Give them a 30-second job to do. Maybe they need to go into the game, tap something, activate some quest, then they can get the daily bonus. It's a bit weird, because the whole point of daily bonus is just come back here and we'll give you money, and we'll give you coins, and we'll give you prizes. No. You teach them to take. You don't teach them to engage. We want them engaged in our game. We want them to be fans. We want them to enjoy the game. And if they just come take the daily bonus and go away, they can't have fun in our game, and they can't enjoy our game, right? Also want you to think about a time, that would be the last, because I don't think we have much time, but this is the main thing when you think about daily bonus and any other engagement tool. Think about when your players are coming in, and make sure you have enough tools and enough engagement and enough mechanics to get your players to play whenever they can. So for example, if they're alone and they are in their home, do you have your mechanic in place so they can play for 40 minutes? Do you have anything in your game that allows them to think long term? Maybe they can be coming every day because there's some kind of a long event, a monthly event, a weekly event. So they have a reason to come every day. Some people play here. It takes between 30 seconds to an hour, depending on your problems. Do you have the right mechanic in your game to engage them here? When they wait for the bus. When they wait for a friend, which can take eternity, right? My friend, when he says, I'll be here at 4, he never comes. I have a friend who said, I'll be at your talk. He's going to be here at 2:30. So, I hope you see this video. So, do you have the mechanics in place for those players to play whenever they can, when they go to sleep, when they want to relax? Can they play your game when they want to relax, or just when they want high-intensity game? 2 last examples. So, in Fallout Shelter, you have the game itself, but you can also send your player to explore. This takes 30 seconds. You choose a character, you send it to explore. And it's automatic. They do stuff. And then you still have to engage, because if you want the rewards that they got, you need to get them back. You need to do something in the game to get this reward. You don't just get it. You need to think about what you're doing. If you have more time, you can go on a quest. And these quests actually are gameplay, and they take time. It takes time, idle time, where they just go there. But once they get to the mission, you need to play that mission. So if you have more time, you can do it. So Fallout Shelter has a fantastic array of time mechanics where you can do all sorts of stuff. If you have 30 seconds, if you have an hour, if you have 2 hours, you can play this game and have fun. And since I have 3 minutes, 3 minutes. So we can cover one more thing, which is really important, and that's the type of fans you can have in your game. So this, for those who don't know, is Richard Bartle, and this is the father of massive multiplayer online games. He created the first one, MUD. And once he created MUD, after a time, he realized that there are 4 types, really, really broad kind of players. There are killers, achievers, socializers, and explorers. Let's dive deep and see who they are. So killers are there to win, but they want to win because you lost. It's not enough that I got 10,000 points. I need to see you at 0. I need to get 20 kills, and you should get 1. I know that I won because you lost. These are the killers. Does your game have a mechanic that suits killers? Does your game have something for achievers, those who want to achieve stuff? And it's not only achievements, right? Achievements are fine, but they need more. They need goals. They need quests. They want to complete everything in your game. They want to be at the top. And they don't necessarily want anyone to lose. They just want to be at the top. You got explorers. They won't play your game and get 3 stars per level. They don't care for the 3 stars, but they do care, those are the achievers, but they do care to see all your levels. Do you have enough content and enough intrigue for the explorers in your game to enjoy it? And last, the socializers. They don't care about your game, but they care about their friends, and they'll go to any game that their friends are playing. Do you have anything for these guys to do in your game? Just be there, enjoy, and be with their friends, right? And there are many ways to do that. Clans, messages, communication, anything like that. So I need you to think about these people when you create your game. And there's more, but we don't have time. So you can't know everything that I want to tell you about in this presentation. So thank you for coming.